I'm Alfred Huger. I'm the CPO and Co-Founder here at Command Zero. It's a pleasure to take part in TechNadu's Humans in Cyber interviews. Stayed consistent in our industry over a couple of decades around what companies succeed and fail. These are fairly simple, one of which is its relationship with the customer and understanding of the problem that they're trying to solve. I know that sounds trite, but at the end of the day, mastery of the problem that your customer is facing and assuming that it is an actual real problem and understanding how they need to solve it effectively in the context of their day-to-day is critical. And then having an honest, open, transparent relationship with that customer is worth its weight in gold. If those two things are true, you understand the problem, you understand how the customer needs to solve it, and you have a strong relationship with them, that's a recipe for success in any cybersecurity company, maybe any startup really. Text in security investigations is probably the most powerful additive you can add to an investigation outside of the capability of the investigator to make it successful. And there's no simple answer to this. To give an abbreviated approach to it, every piece of information that comes into that investigation has some level of context, and you need to be able to reference it. So historical activity, has this thing shown up before? If it did, what was the impact? Who is the device owner of this thing? What is everything we know about this particular thing at any given time? It has to be kept current, and it has to be rationalized with the investigation that you're doing, either whether you're giving that to an agent or whether you're giving that to a human being. The short answer here is more context is king. It will be the thing that describes whether an investigation is successful or not. One of the reasons that I see organizations struggling standardizing investigations across their teams is that they have a number of considerations that aren't static. So the problems they face every day are not consistent. Therefore, workflows can be applied to things they see all the time, but as soon as it falls outside of that loop, it becomes very difficult for them to manage. Also, the tooling that they have access to changes frequently. They lose products by refreshing them with different products. They add new products to the stack. All of these can have substantial impact in the investigation flow and how they're leveraged inside of the workflow for an investigation, which means that you almost need full-time people just managing the workflow itself. So it becomes very difficult to standardize it, especially considering that the teams that are in the SOCs today already have 16 hours a day put into an 8-hour workday every day. When something escalates into a real incident, this is where time and quality that you can get access to. It can be the long, cold winter between having an issue solved or ending up on the front page of, pick your favorite press. And I think one of the things that we focus on very heavily is ensuring that when analysts have gotten to the point that they're able to make a decision whether they're dealing with an actual incident, and we abbreviate that time frame by doing that work for them, we then allow them to operate in a team sport. You can pull in multiple analysts into a case. You can share notes and context back and forth with each other. You can push in response actions automatically into the platform and work either with the agent or with other human beings to build things like timelines and reporting, add context, extract context, etc., all in one single interface that's the same interface that you use for all investigations. So you already know how to use it and you're already fluid with it. Making the bridge between fully automating something and having it be a manual process is something that a lot of us struggle with. And I think it all comes down to trust at the end of the day. How you come to the conclusion that you should automate something is to allow the system like ours to be able to show you how it would have done it over a large number of times. So you have a sample set for baseline. And once you're comfortable that that system is performing at or above the capability of your manual inspection and intervention, then automate it. But always ensure that you have a path forward to roll back and that you have full auditing and control in place to understand what happened when the automation took place. Strong human AI partnership look like in a SOC when things are moving at speed? Where it needs to be is your agents that are working alongside you, like we have in Command Zero, have to be team members. They can't be tools, which means they need to be able to pass work back and forth with each other in a way that's completely seamless. Both parties need to have access to the same capabilities and the same levers and the same tooling. And you need to be able to trust each other's work by ensuring that it's auditable, reproducible, fully exposed, and something that you can modify and edit, give feedback to. That's something that we focus on very heavily inside of our platform. Any agent that's deployed inside of the SOC as your partner, as your coworker, has to be somebody you can also change their behavior, improve their behavior, audit and modify their behavior. If they're going to be a team member, you wouldn't hire somebody you couldn't do that to. So you certainly don't want an agent in your environment where that's true.